Crypto Daily. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Dgenz Crypto Daily. That's right. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Let's go. Dgenz Crypto Daily. News in the code. Riding on the blockchain. Heavy with the load. Lambo dreams are dying. Rugs are in the air. Chart gave us a meaning to the trading everywhere. Real Bitcoin's on the moon. And Ether's on fire. Holders in the storm. Lifted higher and higher. With chart in the lead. Watch the candles glow. Crypto's in the fast lane. Never gonna hit them slow. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Crypto, that's the key. Stay up on your game now. Trading is wild and free. DeFi farms are lush, staking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yield, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets have been flown. Fellow to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping cause fortunes are overnight. Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Crypto, there's the key. Stay up on your game now. Charts got you wild and free.
All right, go. Episode 14. I'm going to let this intro play a little bit. Give it.
DeFi farms are lush, stinking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yield, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets have been flown. Velo to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping cause fortunes are overnight. Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Fortunes you can see. All those diamonds, digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto, there's the key. Stay up on your game now. Charts got you wild and free.
I do. I have you wild and free. I have you wild and free. Welcome, everyone, to Dgenz Crypto Daily, episode 14. We're ready to go. Every day brings us new opportunities, so we can't miss a day. Every day we give you this free stream, and all you got to do is follow this account right here on Twitter or follow our sister account, Dgenz NFT, right there. And you'll enjoy an amazing stream every single day, including a weekly stream, which we have actually happening today at 12 noon. And our friends come by. We talk about different things, different topics around crypto. We touch base on market movers, what's shaking, like we talked about Pavel Durov last week, and interesting things that happen around that situation. But give us a follow and catch a ride with us throughout this crypto journey, because it's always interesting as we move forward in time. So let's get started with some news. Let's go into some news just to check out what's happening. It's a Thursday. Is there anything newsworthy to look at? So we'll go to CoinDesk and just look at some stuff, right? And it looks like there's nothing really going on today. Obviously they talk about Bitcoin retracing below 57K as a sell on rise action continues. I mean, that it's because we talked about this yesterday, playing out for Bitcoin reaching most likely some lower levels. Let's quickly grab a look here and see what the hell's going on for Bitcoin. So we talk about, going to keep this wave formation, like the future possibility wave formation, intact. So one wave, second wave, third wave, right? And so I think we're going to probably get that, the 365 daily EMAs right there. So that's about 53,500. Then we have this support. It used to be a very strong resistance. Now it is a support. So again, this is why we think, 48 is going to probably be another double bottom here. So if somehow we can get here quickly, right, to 48 again, we can probably spring back out of that. Okay, because overall the structure is not that bad, right? We haven't had a blow off top, by the way. So that's one of the things we have to look at for any end of runs. Like, this is not a blow off top. Okay, it's just not. I think this is a long consolidation into most likely a large pump coming up in October, November. Okay, if we zoom out a bit and look at our setup, we always talk about this area right there being end of bull run area, which is 110 to 120,000. And I think it's going to play out just because, like, it feels like, we're probably about here. I'll show you where. We're about here. Okay, in terms of in the run where we are. And I think it's just amplified by the way this looks. So this little thing right here could actually be this entire thing in a very large fractal. And when I say fractal, it means just a formation, like a 5-wave formation. So every fractal has 5 waves, whether they're bearish or bullish, doesn't really matter. It has 5. So, this is why I think this last leg is going to be right here. Okay. And we're still bullish. Like, if I take a look at, let me see if it's going to let me do it. Yep. Take a look at MACD. We talk about MACD as a really good indicator of where things are going to go. We want to see this, right? We want to see that momentum bar get smaller and smaller. That's the bearish momentum bar. We don't want to see it gradually going higher. Okay. So we want to see it like that. In other words, this has to start moving this way in order for us to see any reversals soon. I think it's going to happen. I think it's much smaller than where it was before. Also note is, everything happens in threes, right? 3 bullish waves, 3 bearish waves, whatever. So here, if you can see, there's 3 bearish momentum waves on the MACD that coincided with the top and the bottom of that run. So, we haven't seen 3 of those for the bullish momentum. Like we would have to see one here, one here, one here in order to finally say that the bullish wave is actually done. If you can look at this MACD much closer, I'll show you in the 2021 section, right? I can see it right now. It's harder to see because they're not identified really quickly, but they're there. So you can see right there. There's 1, there's 2, and then there's 3. Okay, and that would signify the end of a run. Sometimes we get 2. Like, this is why it took us by surprise. The top of the market took us by surprise because we expected one more to be here. And I think because of so much negativity, like we had the FTX crash, we had the Voyager crash, we had the 3 Arrows, I believe, fund crash as well. We had the Celsius thing. So all these negative forces helped us, stop right there. When we should have gone just a bit higher. We should have gone to maybe 100. Okay, so those are the things we look for. What is MACD doing? Where's the momentum? Are we pinching for the bulls yet? We really want to be doing something like this, right? When we see that pinch, then we know that this upper area is going to be met with a reversal. So Bitcoin is most likely trending towards 48. We'll get probably some support here again, and then we'll go up. because we talked about this before. There's a lot of momentum. We have rate cuts in the U.S. We have the presidential election that's really crypto focused, in my estimation. And we have most likely a nice bull run in 2025 in equities, traditional finance. And then the other thing is, we were at the 4-year cycle, right? Narrative, because I was firmly believing that we were going to get a 3-year cycle out of Bitcoin, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. So I have to assume things are going to be very, very straightforward. They're going to be 4-year cycles again, and we have to have a run up to that at some point, which means we could probably get the 2025 is kind of like where things are going to go. So most likely we start moving around January. It seems like January is the month. Like, let's look at previous activity. Yeah, we had a lead up to January, yes, and then we pull back in January and then straight up. So maybe we get that on a larger scale. Let's look at other things, such as indicators. We want to make sure that we know what tether dominance is doing, because we refer to it all the time, right? So we were talking about, this is on a weekly scale, by the way, maybe to a daily scale to see what's happening right now. So we want this to dump at all costs, right? And then we talked about how this is an inverted head and shoulders here, the possible shoulder at the bottom, about there, like at this level, or maybe just a little bit south of that. And how we're very close. We're very close to this neckline here. So, sooner than later, we will have to have a reversal, right? Because this is a strong resistance area. All of this is. This is why you see these high forming wicks, right? People are coming in and buying crypto at these levels. And then, of course, we talked about this before. I'm going to just run it really quickly. We want this dump to happen. We want this dump to happen just like that. Like that. And then eventually straight down to 2%. Because I think liquidity will come, right? This is all obviously based on liquidity. As long as liquidity is coming in, we should be fine. When there's no liquidity, it's just money moving around, from one alt to Bitcoin, from Bitcoin to another alt, and so on. So we got to really keep an eye on that. Of course, like traditional finance, DXY, that's an indicator telling us what the strength of dollar is. And of course, this is going to go down because interest rates are going to be dropped, which means there's less favor of you holding US dollars in an account to gain that interest than some other currency. So people, what they're going to do, they're going to dump it, and they're most likely going to invest it into something that's going to give her higher yield. So anything above, I think, whatever it is now, I think it's 4.5 or 7.5. I might be wrong, but something like that is going to want to switch from dollars to that vehicle of growth. So we expect this DXY to dump, and we talked about this before, just about here, right? That's a lot of confluence. And 95, again, we're looking at this level of indifference. That means, it was moving up and down here. So it was just like bouncing back and forth. When you spot something like this, it's a good spot to, use that as a resistance or a support if you're looking for spots to either buy or sell. Okay. So we're looking at that. And of course, we're looking at this again as the main level of either resistance or support, depending on what happens. But, because we're using Elliott waves, normally this comeback wave to 95 can't go past this level. So we're assuming it's going to stay above 95. Okay. If it doesn't, then I think the stock market is mooning like you've never seen before, which is good or bad, because when we look at this on a larger scale, right, it has been lower before in 2008, right? And then, there's a possibility of dropping. Absolutely. Again, we can get down to here if you want to. But for right now, for these purposes, I think we're going to stop at 95. Okay. The last indicator I want to look at before we move on to layer ones is total 3, right? That's our altcoin chart. We want to make sure that it's going up, right? The total market cap of all the altcoins that are not including ETH, of course, BTC is, 5.44 billion, right? We're so far away from where we really want to get to. And that is at minimum meeting our all-time high at 1.2. Okay, so we're definitely going to get there. So we're going to get to that level. But I think, we got to look higher, especially now that we have so many tokens in play. And, I'll be honest with you guys, it's going to be challenging, really, really challenging for that much liquidity to be dispersed in every single asset, right? So, maybe we will see valuations that are really nice, but most likely what happens is, you'll see, liquidity move into certain sectors first, certain categories, and then they'll move from that category onto another one. So maybe that will be recycled a little bit until we get to the last stretch of the bull run. And then a lot of retail liquidity will come in and buy like the most common names, right? Practically pushing those common names another, say, 20 to 30%, maybe even 50%. But that liquidity will eventually trickle down into others. But it happens every cycle. So it's important that we see new money come in early in order to actually gain a lot of traction with some of these projects, right? And I think we can do it. I think there's going to be a lot more eyes on this run coming up than before, and I think there's going to be a lot more liquidity because a lot of people that were retail last bull run will not be retail this time around because they were investing last year and 2 years ago, even this year. So they've already placed a lot of money into the market, and I think there's going to be new retail coming in, and that's only going to help us. So that total 3. Reminder: if you guys have any questions about anything, you can follow us, right? Follow Dgenz NFT, or just follow me, and send me a message on any of the posts that I normally do. I'll take a look at them. Like somebody requested lamb. I talked about it on my last stream, but I did fuck it up. I did not. I didn't show the chart itself, so I'm gonna take a look at it right now for those people that are requesting it. That's lamb, which is lambda. Pull up on Mexi, and so one of the things I always look for when I'm trading is how is it trading in general? Is it going to have these massive pumps in a short period of time, and how long are the drawdowns? Right. So if I see that the trading on a coin is super fast, I know that my holding time is very, very short. That means if I get into a position, say here, and it pumps to this level, like this right here, I'm out. I'm not holding. Okay, and I actually traded Lambda pretty well. I thought it was going to get up to maybe here, or maybe here on the pump, and it didn't. So I started getting out as soon as that breach happened at the white EMA. Okay. And so we have this long down drawdown, and it's going to slowly curve. It does have to pop over this pinch. That's the bearish pinch. We have the bullish pinch, and now we have the bearish pinch. But it can happen, right? So it pops over, comes back down here, probably settles really quickly, and then goes up. when we're looking for exits. Okay, so let's zoom out here. So one of the things I see right now is Lambda did have a bull run. It's a little bit unfortunate, but it did. And so we expect a lower high here to be about there. Now it could get here, okay? But it's all based on time. Does it have enough time to do that? Right? It does trade in a way that it suggests that it can get there very quickly in bullish conditions. Like you see how fast it can get up here, right? Most likely because it's very illiquid on centralized exchanges, and so it helps, when a whole bunch of people buy it and they front run the market and the bots pick it up, they start buying it. So there's like a cascading effect on the buying activity, and it could cause this massive spike, which probably happens in a lot of these assets. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you, like, if you're looking to sell it at any point, look for this to be the first exit. So about a 10x. Okay. Now, if somehow fundamentally it's super strong and just keeps going, we're looking at 10 cents. Okay. Maybe it gets higher. Like that's going to be your moonshot, right? Moonshot to 14 cents again. But because it's had a bull run already, I'm cautious. So I would be saying, sell here, so anything like that, or sell here. Okay. Don't expect, price action to get this far. Okay. That's Lambda for you guys. We always check on Velo. So let's quickly check on Velo. I know that our friends at Velo want us to know what's happening. Yesterday was funny because we had this moment where everything was dumping and Velo was just saying, screw you guys. We're just going to keep going. And it was surprising to me because normally everything is based on how Bitcoin does. And Bitcoin dumps, the entire market dumps. And so I'm wondering if, we do see some retraction here because we did end up going up to here, right? But Velo's so damn strong. Like, you think it's going to drop at some point. It's probably going to stay there and just try for this double top, right? Like we talked about. So if it does that, expect some activity in here before it pumps again. So I don't know, maybe we get a quick one where it goes up to there, comes back down, confirms, and then straight back up. Because the trading on Velo right now is getting faster and faster. What I mean by that is, so whenever you're getting higher and higher, the trading gets faster. So, it gets to here, and then it slows down, and it just takes forever to get up here. When it does, it goes back up again, and then down, and then speeds up, and then goes back up again, speeds up, and then it gets really fast. Okay? So when we get to really, really fast trading, we're at the very last wave. So remember that when you're actually trading, if you find out that the price action is really fast, it's the last wave, and you got to be in and out. Like you got to be in, wait maybe 15 minutes, maybe an hour, and then you're out. Okay, so that's like a sign of a last wave of the fractal. So Velo is doing good. We should probably see, this area pretty soon, right? If we're not into October, maybe we start front running all the other alts and we get to about almost 4 cents, and then we really get going. Look up here, and then we talk about 10 cents, right? And 14 cents for 10 cents up here, 14 cents up there. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I know a lot of people that are in my circles own Velo. We hold it in our portfolio multiple times. So exciting times. Let's run down. I know we have only about 5-6 minutes left. Let's run down some of the. Oh my God, I did it again. All right. I'm going to have to do this again. All right. Velo is right here. Crypto guys gave me today. Bellows right here. We talked about, price action here. Okay, that's gonna probably be there for us. Okay, it's gonna do something like this up there to about 3 to 4 cents. It's gonna front up most of the price action, and then we're looking at these resistances here on the way. So it's about 10 cents and then 14 cents. Right, and I think based on this current price action, it's going to be super strong as we move forward in time. I'm going to do Lambda really quickly, as I totally screwed it up. I thought I had the stream ready to go. Lambda right here is struggling. It needs to pop this line right here, and it needs to clear that white EMA. Okay, if it doesn't, it's going to continue to go down. Okay, so be careful. I really think it's going to eventually get to this right here, this level here, and most likely come down. So don't think you're going to get some crazy valuations. Maybe we get to 10 cents, but really scale out when you get to this level right here. Okay, so that's about 6 cents. All right, now that I didn't fuck it up. Let's go and do layer 1s and 2s. Okay, so I think we need to look at them to see what's happening. I mean, there's a lot of them that are in between. Cardano was up 4.5% today. So, I'm wondering what's the case. Is it because of the hard fork they just had? Is it because people are starting to find out that it's actually a good layer 1? Let me just go like that. Yeah. Right, so look into this chart really quickly. Again, head and shoulders, right here. And, we want this price action to resist and then up over and then down. So I think that's going to take place sooner than later. But, we've got a long way to go with Cardano. Long way to go. We have resistances here at $1.28. We have resistances here at $2, and of course, all-time high. Could it get there? It's tough to say, I'll be honest with you, because, we already have a high market cap for Cardano. For us to be back at 3, let's just pull up Cardano. That's 12 billion right now. So we get another 10x. That's 120 billion. Do you guys actually think we're going to be able to get 120 billion market cap out of Cardano? It's an honest question. I think it's going to be very tough. So let's say it gets to 60 billion. It's about a 5x from here. Right? I mean, I say that with a heavy heart because I own a lot of DOT, and I'm trying to reconcile in my head and see where can it get to. It's already at 5.75 billion. Can it get to 20, 30 billion? Right, it's a 5-6x. It's possible, but it's really tough because you're trying to figure out where this liquidity is going to come from. So you're hoping that things are going to be good, and I don't know. Let's look at Polkadot for a second. So Polkadot is honestly in the same boat as Cardano, same kind of formation, right? We're looking at the same structure of a head and shoulders, right? And if we do end up getting the bull run in the next, 2 to 3 months, then we could assume that we're going to get this pop that we're waiting for, right? Pop over this line and then into there. Right, and then of course this line is a strong resistance, so 23 to 24. Okay, which is not amazing, but at least it's a 4 to 5x. So if you're into Polkadot and you're happy with a 4 to 5x with a very secure layer 1, it's probably what you're gonna get. But we can definitely use Polkadot as a way of creating a multiple for yourself. So what I mean by that is, say for example, you have an altcoin that's done like 20x, 30x, and you have all of a sudden this capital that you can put into another project, and Polkadot's still sitting at 6. It's about to break out. Throw some of that capital into Polkadot, and maybe you can get a multiple to 24. So maybe under 4x, 400%. There are going to be opportunities out there to, create multiples for yourself. You just have to be vigilant, or just tune into our stream, because we're going to be on top of everything. I can guarantee that. So Cardano, Polkadot. Let's look at Say. I really like this chart. Like, I really, really like this chart. And I know I've talked about this before, but because, I had this long curving wave 2 consolidation, it's starting to find ground, and it's going to get up to this level here, then probably retrace a tad and then pop over, trying to find another top, right? Its market cap is not that bad either. Look at, Say, for example. It's at just under $1 billion. So Say in the heap of the market, it gets to 15 billion, right? It's about a 15x. So that would take us to what? About $3 to $4. So is that realistic? Right? I think it could be, especially if we squash this chart a bit. We can get up to here, right? Yeah, 25. Yeah, but can you do that? That's possible. So really good reward to risk ratio here. I would definitely consider some additions to your portfolio at this level, because that's actually a really, really good chart. Solana, of course. Let's look at Solana. Okay. Interesting, huh? A couple things. Everyone's going to point to a breakpoint being like Solana's darling conference as a way to long Solana and, possibly gain a lot of traction here. I just feel like, if layer ones are supporting right now and they're showing some strength, we should be looking at something like this. Okay. And, we talked about this giant wedge being the source of our problems, right? Because we haven't got above it. And I think it's going to probably struggle still. Like, I feel like it's going to stay within there and then go, right? And people are going to say, well, breakpoint's going to add a lot of traction. There's going to be a lot of bullish activity. I agree, but it all depends on what happens with Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin sentiment is still not strong, it's not going to go past this level. It's just not, right? But again, we have a lot of way to go. We have, from here to there, and if we're counting our waves, I believe this is going to be our wave 3. So it's going to be a really strong expansion wave. So from here to number 3. Okay. That's why when I look at Solana in general, I think it's going to get to like 600. All right. Like up here. Like somewhere up here. Maybe get to 1,000. That'll be nice. That means our NFTs are going to be worth something, right? Let's hope. Last one for today. I think we covered a lot of ground. Let's do Phantom. All right, so yeah, so we talked about how this price action was good, great, did not hold, right? Once it doesn't hold, it goes straight down and then see how it bounced off of that blue EMA, which is the 200 EMA. So now we have to reclaim it, which means, you know, we have to find support here for a higher low, and then go above it, and then come back up. All right. So there's a lot more work to be had from Phantom. Do I still like it overall? You know, it's in the same boat as the other ones, all the other layer ones, because, you know, again, we have this head and shoulders formation happening. And the other thing is, it's already had a bull run, right? Full expansion into wave 2. So I don't know whether or not we'll have another all-time high for Phantom. I'm not aware of its ecosystem, and I don't know whether or not it's as lush as Solana, right? Because Solana, in comparison, is up here, right? So it's going to be a struggle to get up to that all-time high. In my estimation, I think that resistance will be tested again. So we're looking at what, about almost like $1.70, $1.80. And then, you know, if somehow we get a lot of action, this will prove to be solid resistance. So I would suggest easily to scale out at that level. So 350. Just don't look back. Be happy you get that. Okay. What do you know? We got to another end of the stream. Again, I thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me every day, talking about different charts, you know, different setups, news articles, things like that. But yeah, and if you have a comment, I read them all. Believe me, I look at them, read them. I'll even post one right now to show you. See, I love Opulus, but we'll get there, and we'll do an update tomorrow. Okay. That's it for me. Let's see this one out. Thanks again, everyone. See you tomorrow.
That's right. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Let's go. Dgenz Crypto Daily. News in the code. Riding on the blockchain. Heavy with the load. Lambo dreams are dying. Rugs are in the air. Chart gave us a meaning to the trading everywhere. Real Bitcoin's on the moon. And Ether's on fire. Hold us in the storm. Lifted higher and higher. With chart in the lead. Watch the candles glow. Crypto's in the fast lane. Never gonna hit them slow. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Fortunes you can see, mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Oh, yeah. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto, that's the key. Stay up on your game now, trading is wild and free. DeFi farms are lush, staking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yield, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets have been flown. Fellow to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping cause fortunes are overnight. Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Oh, yeah. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto, there's the key. Stay up on your game now, charts got you wild and free.